What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan, here for another edition of Afternoon Chat with your boy, Mac the Giants fan. But yeah, let's talk about New York Giants for a little bit. I ain't gonna keep y'all too long today at all, man. Just talk a little bit New York Giant talk. Last week was interesting, was eye opening. We all got to witness something we, as New York Giant fans, haven't seen in quite some time, and that was some actual juice with the offense, some explosion in this offense. We're all gonna sit and pick apart and dissect things that we still didn't like, myself included. Obviously, the fact of the matter is, look, the run game still needs to be ramped up a little bit more. We need more from that. Obviously, we like to see a little bit more, but what we saw in the passing game was absolute explosion. I mean, having two receivers go over 100 yards, having a quarterback throw for 450 yards in a game. I mean, it's quarterbacks that haven't done that through 2 weeks combined. What Russell Wilson did just last week alone, and just in that game alone last week. So it's good to see that. Good to see some life come back to this offense for sure. And hopefully we keep seeing it continue like that. That's what we want to continue to see. But we would like to still see a little bit more in the run game. Obviously, we want to see something from a 1-2 punch. Tracy, Cam Scatterbo a little bit more. Tracy only with like 5 carries a week ago. We want to see that kind of increase for sure. But something to keep an eye on, definitely. Like what we saw in the offensive line play after the first series, which was an absolute disaster, led with James Hudson. It was just a disgraceful first series with him. 4 big penalties that just absolutely ruined and killed that drive. And then what we got was the emergence of 5th-round draft pick Marcus Bowe, who was then inserted at left tackle, played the rest of the game at left tackle, and played extremely well at left tackle. Eye-opening, to say the least. This can't just be a revelation. This had to have been going on throughout camp as well. I mean, he had to have been playing at a higher level throughout training camp, but yet this New York Giant coaching staff, which I think has a lot to do with some of the deficiencies of this football team, talk about that in a minute as well, it is just once again making poor decisions sometimes. Like, you're making the wrong choices for the wrong reasons. I understand Marcus Bowe is a 5th-round draft pick. I understand that you paid James Hudson as a free agent to come in and be that backup swing tackle and take the place of like Andrew Thomas when he's out right now while he hasn't been able to go. But if we got a rookie that's out there just outperforming him and playing better, which clearly looks like to be the case, because Marcus Bowe came in and played beautifully. I mean, you didn't really hear much loud. I gave up 2 pressures the entire game for a rookie 5th-round draft pick playing his first legitimate action. 2 pressures the entire game is what he gave up. I'd say that's an impressive debut for a 5th-round draft pick. Quite the impressive debut. And the fact of the matter is, he needs to be out there on the field. You need to keep him out there on the field, and you need to keep him part of this offensive line, man. You just do. You can't. I feel like there's no looking back now. What's going on? No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. Popping in, man. I appreciate you stopping in, man. As always, man. Always appreciate you, bro. But I just feel like you got to go in that direction. You got to put your better players out there, man. You can't just keep sitting there, like sitting on your hands and thinking, oh, we're just going to play James Hudson because, we paid him more money than we should have. And the same goes with anybody else. And that interior of that offensive line is absolutely, it was still not great on Sunday. It was better than it was a week ago in week 1, but it still wasn't great on Sunday. Andrew Thomas is listed as questionable on the injury report, so it looks like we pressed a good chance we're going to see him out there on Sunday night. And what does that mean for a guy like Marcus Bowe? Give me 1 second, Lou. I got you. What does that mean for a guy like Marcus Bowe? It just means feel like we need to still figure out a way to insert him. I mean, he's got experience playing some guard. Obviously, he came into this. He has experience playing all across the whole entire line. So I feel like I think we got to. He's to me definitely one of our best five. I think we got to keep him part of the equation, man. No, I can't. I don't want to see that. We've seen that. We've been down that road. I don't want to see Azudu at left tackle ever again. Ever. I don't want to see that guy out there. And definitely hit that like button. Please do. All right, give me 1 second. Let me get Lou the link here, man. Copy the link already in case anybody was going to want it. All right, I'm about to drop it in the chat. There it is, Lou. But so until AT is fully healthy, it's Bo and Hudson. Well, yeah, but what I'm basically saying is I don't need to see Hudson anymore. Let's keep going forward with Bo and continue his development because it looks like he's one of our best five guys, and I want to continue to see him out there, and I want to continue to see him get better. And I think he will get better with the continued reps, with sustained reps. What's going on, Lou? Probably not this week because I'll be working that night, so I probably ain't gonna be able to get one in. I'm probably not gonna be able to do it aftermath this week. What's up, Lou? I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, not pleased with the end result of that one, man. But we fought hard. We'll see. We're favored to beat the Chiefs. I agree with you. I do not ever again want to see Azudu at right tackle, or left tackle, any tackle.
No.
I don't even understand how he still got a job.
I mean, he's been playing a little better on the inside. It looks like a guard, which is his natural position. But even if he's one of our better interior offensive linemen, let's get him out there at that spot then or something. I mean, at the end of the day, we need to figure out who our best five guys are and get those guys on the field and get them up there as the offensive line. Like, that's just what it comes down to. I think we're failing as a coaching staff, failing in that regard. We're putting guys out there just because. I don't care that we paid John Runyon this amount of money, X amount of money. I don't care how much money James Hudson is getting. If they're not amongst the best five guys, then get them the hell out off the field. It doesn't matter. Put the better guys out there that can play.
Period. Couldn't have said that better myself. That's all that matters. Who gives us the best chance to win? If he is not him, sit his ass on the pine. Serious. I mean, what the hell? Oh, well, we gave him X amount of money. Well, that's your fuck up. From a coaching perspective, I should not be concerned with what the general manager spent. My concern is getting the best guys on the field and making them produce with the outcome of a W. That is the coach's job. You should not be worried about how much he got paid, what his contract is. Who gives us the best chance to win this fucking game?
Exactly. And that's what it's all about. That's what the good coaches staff. That's what the good teams do. They don't look what the Eagles do. You think they give a damn about how much they paying somebody? If they're not getting the job done, they not playing on that field. Point blank and period. I mean, that's just what no Mets. Zudu, I don't know if he played center and I know he played guard. We drafted him as a guard, and for some reason, he's only played tackle here with us. For some reason, we decided to try to turn this guy into an offensive tackle, which has been nothing but a disaster.
Giants is always doing that shit, bro. Trying to turn somebody into something other than what they was drafted at. Use them for what the hell they came into the league for. Like, Jesus Christ.
He's back playing. They've had him back playing guard. He's been having he's had solid reps throughout training camp, throughout the spring. He had solid reps. So if he's if he's potentially better than Van Roten or running at guard, you need to get him out there, man. And like I said, Van Roten is he's better at center than JMS. Get Van Roten in there at center, and like I said, Bo was also a guard in college, so you can have him at guard right now, and have Andrew Thomas and Luminor still be your tackles. I mean, you just got to figure it out. They have to figure this out because we need consistency on that O line, man. Because it's been too much.
Van Rotten played our center for most of last year.
Yeah, he played a lot when JMS was hurt. He was playing center
Yeah,
last
and
year.
he, I would argue that we had a better offensive line when he was in at center.
That's why we need to look to go that way
Even though
because
JMS was a guy that I wanted us to draft, you know, Van
look, I
Rotten
was
has
right
played
there
better
with
at
you.
center.
We was all out there in KC that same day. We was sitting up
Yep.
there. The name got called. We was hyped. We was all pumped up. We were excited for the pick, but he hadn't lived up to it. I mean, it's just what it is. He has not
Well,
lived
I
up to
mean,
that selection.
a lot of times it takes 3 or 4 seasons for these linemen to hit their stride. And that's something that the younger generation of football fans has seemed to have forgotten. Linemen don't usually come out the gate and be blockbuster. Every now and then you'll find a few, but for the most part, it takes 3 or 4 seasons before these linemen really get it and start hitting their stride. Dexter Lawrence came into the game making an impact season one, but you saw him get so much better season four. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I agree with that.
it's a learning curve for these linemen. They're bigger men. They have to, figure out how to do this stuff without getting hurt at their weight and their height. So, it takes them a little while, but I still believe that, by the end of this season or the start of next year, JMS will be that guy. Let Van Rotten run the center, keep JMS developing and learning and playing from time to time, but let Van Rotten play that center. I
Yeah,
don't
but
mind
he
that
needs
lineup
to.
that you just named out. That lineup sounds pretty good to me. Illuminor
Well,
one side, uh, uh, Van Rotten at center. You know,
yeah.
put Zudu in at guard.
But I mean, yeah, some people are gonna can't help them. Some people are already calling Abdul Carter a bust. So, and I don't listen to that
Jesus
noise,
Christ.
man. I don't listen to that noise whatsoever. So you know what I mean. I know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying. I remember hearing people, that was critical on Dex's first couple of years because he wasn't having quite the impact that they as the first that people expect out of first round picks necessarily. But like Lou said, sometimes some of these guys take a little time to develop. My only problem with JMS is I'm not really seeing any positive strides. That's my problem. That's my issue with him. It's not is the fact of I'm all understandable like when it comes to a young guy like for instance like Darius Alexander this year, third round pick that people put a lot of extra hype on, and he didn't really have a very successful training camp spring and summer, and he's yet to make any real noise. You know what I mean? We haven't seen a whole lot, honestly, but they haven't necessarily seen any kind of regression either. With JMS, it just seems like he's going backwards in a sense, as opposed to taking steps forward. And
Yeah, and
that's my.
a part of that can be attributed to the coaching staff. We've been
I'm
saying
not
that for
gonna
years.
argue that
These
with you. You're right.
these coaches have not been developing the talent that we have been bringing in. You've seen guys leave here and become better elsewhere. So we know that we're getting talented guys in the building. They're not being developed. The coaches are not scheming them into a good usage, and game planning is not being done to the best of the ability to put these guys in winning positions neither. So it's all around bad coaching and poor player development. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's from the top on down, bro. And as much as I hate to say it, I've been a Giants fan since '85. This shit has become embarrassing.
I mean, look, JMS. I don't know. On Sunday, he was. I mean, yeah, he wasn't. The whole line after that first drive overall played pretty decent for the most part. But like I said, a lot of the inconsistencies, a lot of the breakdowns that we still saw throughout the day, and the offensive line still came from that interior of the offensive line. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's where like most of the issues have come from. Like I said, if you go back to week one, absolutely, that's where pretty much all the issues were coming from as well. In week one, it wasn't much outside pressure as much as it was the inside pressure that was screwing up Russell Wilson in that game. And in this one, even though he didn't deal with that same kind of pressure against the Cowboys they did in the Washington game, it was still the pressure he was dealing with mostly was coming from the interior of that offensive line once again.
Mhm.
like I said, I wouldn't necessarily say. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say he had some horrible day against the Cowboys, but at the end of the day,
It wasn't
I
a
mean,
good
the
day.
Cowboys, yeah, the Cowboys aren't exactly a juggernaut when it comes to that defensive front either. So I want to see him step it up against the better guys. Like I know you're probably saying, well, you're giving Marcus Bowe all this credit. Marcus Bowe is a rookie playing his first pretty much NFL action as a
And he
fifth
showed
round
out.
draft pick.
So yeah, you got to
So
give him his credit.
that's different. It's a whole different scenario. These are two different guys, different places in their career.
When you're in year
So
3
that's
and you still showing some of the same mistakes from year 1, then yes, that gives
exactly.
us cause for concern. When you're in your rookie year and you're showing flashes, that makes people talk you up a little bit. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're listening to us too, how much they actually listening to us, but as content creators, a lot of us did want JMS. I wanted JMS. Like I said, I was excited for the pick.
hell yeah.
I was happy for the pick when we got
I
JMS.
almost forgot we was at Kansas City at the
Yeah,
draft.
we was out in
Yeah,
Kansas City at the
front and
draft day
center,
right there that year. We was sitting right up front there at the
front and
rail.
center. Yep.
Yeah, we was right there when they. Hey, remember the guy came after they made the pick. The dude came up with the camera, right? Got us right there on the camera and shit like that. The ESPN dude. Yeah, we was right
Yeah, we
there.
was
We was hyped up. We was excited like that. That pick was like, yeah, the place went
token
crazy.
up and everything. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Giant fans went nuts when they made that pick.
We would have went nuts over any lineman pick. At that point, our line has been so bad that we could have drafted 5 linemen and every Giant fan would have been happy.
What's good, Mosley, man? Appreciate you popping in, man, as always, too, brother. No doubt. Last man standing, new to the channel. How everybody doing? Salute to y'all. Have a great day. Let's go, Big Blue.
What's
Appreciate you
going
coming
on,
through,
last
last
man?
man standing. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe for me too, man. And check us out. Check us out over here, man. Mac the Giants fan. We doing big things, man. Trying to talk that New York Giant talk. Just come through, man. Hang out every once in a while when we out here doing these streams, man. I appreciate you though, bro.
So I'm gonna throw you a curveball. I know this is a Giant stream, but what you think about Turkey Al-Sheikh trying to shit on Crawford now? Because Crawford don't want to fight Benavidez. Benavidez like 6'5", like 190 pounds. Like, come on, man. Man
That's
just beat
like
Canelo.
he shouldn't have to be moving up that far in weight. He shouldn't have
Right.
to be.
Like
That's just
his
he,
legacy
he,
is cemented.
he ain't got nothing to prove at that weight class, so it can go head on with that. That don't even make sense. That's not even. That's too much to put on somebody. That's what happened. That's what ruined Roy Jones late in his career when he kept doing
Yep.
all that, going up so much in weight and stuff like that.
The
That was
only
just
reason
crazy.
he lost to Tarver, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. That's just not natural. Terrence Crawford ain't naturally that guy that can fight at that weight. But said, don't worry, G-Man 211. What's 2011? What's going on, bro? I'm worried about our interior O-line versus Chris Jones and Spags Blitz. He was not the only one, bro. They will be tested once again this week. And you think Washington brought some heat? Wait to see what these guys can do. And they can bring it from the outside too as well with and who's the guy Giants fans wanted a few years ago that the Chiefs got? That dude on the outside. Karlaftis, whatever his name is. That guy. I mean, they can bring it, man. So the Giants O line will be tested this Sunday night once again, man. What's going on, Cameron? Good to see you, man. Long time no see, bro. Hope you doing up. Hope everything's going good for you. But yeah. So this O line gonna definitely be tested, man. And this is gonna be something to have an eye on. Like I said, I'm gonna be working, so I ain't gonna be able to watch most of the game at all. I'm gonna have to just hear what I can, check out what I can see what I can see, man. That's why I'm not doing aftermath Sunday night because I'm not gonna even be able to see the whole game. But
Why?
because I'm gonna be working.
Why?
Got work.
Oh, you're gonna be at work.
I got work Sunday night. Yeah.
Damn.
I ain't gonna be able to do aftermath probably the
That's
next 2 weeks
trash.
because I'm gonna be working Sunday night and then working the following Monday night as well. So I ain't gonna be able
Damn,
to
why you doing my
probably.
boy Mac like that, man?
Oh no, I can do the after. No, I'm not gonna be here Sunday. That's what it is. The following Sunday, I'm not gonna be here for the Chargers game. I'm gonna be out of town still. That's what it is. I'm not
Oh,
coming home until that evening. I'm not coming home until late that day, and I'm probably gonna miss that whole game. Probably be on the airplane and shit while that game is on. So I missed that whole game. But
Gotcha.
yeah, let's talk. But as far as talking about the Chiefs a little bit, the Chiefs is coming up this week. They coming in 0-2. Giants home opener against an 0-2 Kansas City Chiefs team that's looking to definitely get right. Speaking of the Chargers, that's what they're trying to catch up with. Trying to keep up with the Chargers, who are off to a 2-0 start with a W over the top of these Chiefs already, and they need to keep up with teams like that in their own division. Denver's 1-1 as well, and the Chiefs definitely cannot afford to fall back 0-3. I think what this game is going to come down to the most is going to be the fact that we're looking at their coaching staff versus our coaching staff, and I feel like they're at a serious advantage when it comes to that. Besides the fact that they also have what I still believe is the best quarterback on the planet, regardless of what the numbers are telling you right now. I believe Patrick Mahomes is just right now just deficient of talent right now on that offense. He has no body really to rely on. Truly, Kelsey is not that same guy he used to be, and he has no noteworthy wide receivers really to throw the football to. And their O line is just average at best. That they don't have a spectacular running game by any means. What is going on, Adam? What up, bro? Adam, my co-host on Wednesday with a real deal NFC East roundup. Doing good, man. Doing good. Just trying to talk about, just talking about a few random things. I ain't gonna be here too long this afternoon, man. But just yeah, this is gonna be a test for the New York Giants on both sides of the football. Obviously, I think you're going to be tested by the Chiefs because offensively they want to prove something. They want to go out there and prove that they still can move that ball up and down the field the way they once used to. And Patrick Mahomes is going to prove that wants to prove that he is still that man. He wants to prove that he is still the top tier when it comes to the quarterback in this league. And they're going to look to come out and get right against the New York Giants, a team that they know that they should absolutely be able to take care of and beat. Now the other day on the stream, had our guy Alex in the chat, formerly of Big Blue in the Bronx, man. Shout out to Alex, man. He came in and dropped a fun fact on us that the Kansas City Chiefs haven't beaten the New York Giants in New York in a substantial amount of time. I can't remember exactly what the time frame was that he said what he was, but it's been a long time, and it's been that's an interesting fun fact. I mean, like, okay, maybe they don't play well when they come to New York, but this is still different, man. Everything's different vibes still here. This New York team that continues to find ways to lose football games in some of the worst ways. Like I said, Sunday there was no reason that the New York Giants should have lost that game on Sunday. And only a bad football team loses a football game that way. That's what it comes down to, whether we like to admit it or not. The New York Giants, and still proven otherwise, are still a bad football team. They can't get out of their own way, man. They keep making a lot of the same mistakes. Those penalties they had a week ago, unforgivable, man. Like I said, whether you agree with the penalties or not, they're still unforgettable. I know some of them were pretty bad calls. I get that, but the fact of the matter is, you can't even put the referee in a position to make those calls. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. You got to play better football than that. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, 0-8, I guess 0-8 all time in New York in games they played in New York against the Giants. So, yeah, that's a interesting stat. I don't know. Like, I do kind of usually believe in a little superstitious like that, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we all know that things like that are meant to change. You know what I mean? Those kind of records are meant.
We played the Chiefs really tough the last two times that we played them. And I believe we could have beat them the last time we played them had it not been for some boneheaded coaching and a few bad calls from the refs.
The last time we played them, we had them right there. We had them beat.
Yep.
And O'Shane Zimenez, was it O'Shane Zimenez? Was that the last time we played them?
It was him or Carter.
He got the most stupidest I was like offsides penalty that kept a drive alive for him that would have ended. Yep. It would have essentially ended the game, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what I mean about the New York Giants always finding ways to lose. But I do remember playing them last time we played them in New York was Patrick Mahomes' rookie season, if I'm not mistaken, and that was the game which the New York Giants did win, where Alex Smith was still the starting quarterback, but the Chiefs were still a very good football team that year. And New York Giants went on to only win about 3 games that season, if I'm not mistaken, and that was one of the 3 was against the Chiefs that year at home. So I do
Yeah,
remember
we
that.
beat 3 good ass teams that year too. I think we
What's
beat
going on,
Green Bay.
Jay?
We beat Green Bay, Kansas City, and somebody else. All 3 of them teams was in the playoffs that year. We weren't. Crazy, and
Adam says short leashes, not the type of shit I want to hear 48 hours before the game.
who's got a short leash?
Said the Giants coaches are on notice. You
Oh,
talking about the
finally,
coach? You talking about the coaches? I think.
finally. I've been screaming that shit for a year and a half now.
I mean, that's true. No Mets. I mean, when I look at it, that we're yet to beat Dak Prescott ever. So, other than his rookie season, excuse me, since his rookie season, I mean, I should say we beat him twice his rookie season, and that's the only time we ever beat Dak Prescott was his
We
rookie
beat
year.
them. I just been in Dallas, I think,
No,
both times.
we haven't beaten Dak. We only beat Dak his rookie season. Whenever Dak has played, we have not beaten the Cowboys. We only beat the Cowboys the games when Dak hasn't played since then.
Oh, the Cooper Rush and
Yeah, we only beaten them in the games where Dak wasn't playing.
crazy.
2017, yeah, you said, oh yeah, that's right, you did say you was at that game, yeah. Do y'all think playing Bo, regardless of if Thomas plays, is a bad idea? A lot of people think he should play, and I think he's showing a lot of really good things. What y'all
I
think? I
think
think Bo should be.
I think he
Go
should
ahead,
be out
go
there
ahead.
getting reps in real life time. Yep, learning under 5.
I Yeah, I think getting Andrew Thomas back this week, you still find a spot on that O line for Bo because the fact that he can play guard, he hasn't really gotten a lot of work at guard during training camp in this past year, but that's what he did a lot of at Purdue even just a year ago. Last year at Purdue, he did a lot of he played guard mostly the season, if I'm not mistaken. And he was drafted technically as a guard when he was drafted. He was technically drafted as a guard.
Yep.
So I mean, get him out there on the field because I feel like he's to me, I feel like this is what I watched. His technique and the way he played, he's one of our best 5 offensive linemen right now, currently on this roster. I believe in that. I believe that just based off of what I saw, what I witnessed with my own eyes. And I know it wasn't against the most talented of defensive fronts, but it doesn't matter. He's a rookie 5th-round draft pick that's playing his first action. That defensive front should have still be able to eat him alive, and they couldn't. They could not take advantage of the fact that they had a rookie 5th-round draft pick out there playing tackle. They couldn't take advantage of that. That's something they probably looked at when they first saw it happen and saw the transition happen. It's like, oh, yeah, we're great feast now. And they couldn't. They just flat out couldn't because he wasn't allowing it. This guy has great technique. Like I said, where he lacks to me is that he needs to get a little bigger, a little stronger, and be more of a force in the run game, his run blocking. But other than that, he has great technique. He has great feet out there when he's pass blocking. So yeah, like I said, with his technique alone, that can help bring a guy on top, even when you lacking some of the other intangibles. Like I said, like actual physical strength. Just having that good technique can still help you out. And that's how I feel about it. I just want I say even with Andrew Thomas, if he's back, I want to see Bo out there too as well. I want to they need to find a place for Bo because there's other deficiencies on this offensive line as well that need to be fixed up, so to speak.
Well, it's similar to boxing in that regard. You can have a guy who's powerful, who has knockout power, but his technique ain't that sound, right? Then you got a guy who has great technique, but you don't got the knockout power. But that guy with the great technique will go in there and outbox the hell out of that guy with the power.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm talking about. That's what technique can take you far.
Technique.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I tell my son when I was coaching my son, I used to tell him, worry about throwing the ball correctly. Don't worry about throwing it far or throwing it high. Or I said, worry about throwing it correctly. You do it correctly enough, then the distance and the accuracy will come. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Said Jay Ferris, man, what's going on to my guy Jay, man? He's like, no, we play the highest drafted dude, then highest paid dude in order. Look, that's what they do. It does seem that's what they do. Like almost like they put a premium on that. But you got to put a premium on who's better. That's how I feel like. That's what you got to do. You got to play the guy that's better. Good bull rusher like Verse will kill Bill, but damn, he can hold up, and we'll get better every game. So we should be excited. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying there. Like somebody like a Jared Verse, for instance, that's a great example of a guy that could probably give Bo a little bit of fits, but that's what he needs to be out there against guys like that because when you have a guy like Bo with the technique like I'm talking about, like with great technique, he needs that experience against guys like that to even to continue
Absolutely.
to get even better. I mean, those are going
Yep.
guys like that are going to be learning experiences for him. They absolutely will. But I feel like he'll still get his share of wins against those guys too because his technique is truly that good. You got to really watch Bo when he comes out of his stance and watch how his feet operate and move, and then go back and watch some Evan Neal clips from the last couple of years and see the difference in their footwork. And that is
Oh my
what's been
God.
killing Evan
Night and
Neal.
day.
Evan Neal is a more physically imposing person than Marcus Bo by far. He's everything. He has a lot of the other intangibles that we talk about Marcus Bo doesn't have, but he doesn't have that great technique, and it comes down to that. I mean, I used to rely a lot on that myself when I played in my football playing days. When I was out there playing, I played left tackle myself. It comes sometimes I went against guys that were bigger, stronger than me, a little quicker than me, but I always had decent, solid technique that could always help me get the job done when I really needed it, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's like there's something to that, and Marcus Bo has got something, and I feel like there's no reason to not see him out on that field on Sunday, no matter what, no matter who else is out there. Marcus Bo needs to be out there as well, getting some reps and being a part of what we got going on and developing and continuing to try to grow this offensive line and make it a better unit. Let's see how quick he gets out his stats. Crazy, he's nice, like you said. His technique is great. Something you can't teach, but you can build strength. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Last man standing. He can get stronger. He can he continues in the weight room and get stronger and be a little bigger. But just
And
having
he's
that
still
great
a kid,
technique,
bro.
yeah,
He's still a
absolutely.
kid.
But having that great technique, you can't. That's not. Sometimes either you got that or you don't. Coaches can try to coach that into you, but it's just sometimes some guys, it's just the light bulb just won't come on, man.
Yep.
Evan Neal, once again, prime example
His
of that.
his grown man strength is gonna kick in at some point, and nobody gonna be able to deal with him because he's sound technically.
Yeah, but here's the thing with JMS, he gets out of his stance slow. Usually, he's already beat before he even gets his head up, and
And
that's the
he's
difference with
undersized.
JMS. And he's
And he's
well, he's very
undersized.
undersized, and he has been. He has. That's the thing. He hasn't been getting. He hasn't been taking those like strides towards getting better. That's what I was saying earlier about him right before you came in. Like JMS, my issue with him is he's not. He hasn't shown me signs of any real signs of any real improvement. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I said. Smooth, intuitive, lateral movement too. Yeah, he's like I said. This guy has. He really has really, like I said, really good. It's like I said, me being a former offensive lineman myself, I watch those guys a lot, and I like what I see when I watch him play. I like what I saw throughout the preseason, and I like what I saw on Sunday for sure. To me, like I said, there's just no more reason to see like a James Hudson out there as far as I'm concerned. I think the only thing that's keeping James Hudson on this team right now, honestly, is the fact that we just have no depth at the position, honestly, hardly. And otherwise, like I said, I would have cut his ass at halftime on Sunday for real. I would have literally kicked him out of my locker room, told him to get dressed and find his own way home. I would have told him that on Sunday. That's just how I would have felt because I would have been that angry with him if I'm the coach of this football team after what he did on that first drive. That is, it's just not acceptable at any level, honestly, especially at the National Football League. So look at Orlando Brown. He has the athleticism of a sea lion and is a great tackle on technique and knowing how to use his body for sure. Absolutely. That's what we want to hope that like a Marcus Bo can develop into a guy like that, somebody like that, be a top guy. I mean, he has, he's showing some flashes of some signs that a guy that can develop into something like that. But still yet to see. We gotta and he'll be definitely tested a lot more this week if he's out there. He'll be tested a lot more this week than he was against Dallas. He sure will. But that's what the excitement is. That's why you get excited for guys like that because you want to see him because he's the type of guy that I feel like everything will be a learning experience. He'll learn from those mistakes. He'll learn from the mistakes that he makes, and I think he'll just continue to become a much better guy, man. A better talent out there. But as far as some other things you want to see in this game, man, I want to see this defense really, really step up, and that's going to be up to Shane Bowen. I think a lot's going to be up to Shane Bowen there. Shane Bowen has got to get this defense in check. Let me check this comment out from Last Man Standing right quick. Pressure up the middle can be a problem even more than the edge. JMS seems to get thrown around like a toddler, off balance constantly, can anchor down and gets pushed back all the time respectfully. That's what it is, and that's been the story of JMS. Yeah, I know what you meant. Can't knock. I know what you meant. I knew you meant can't knock it. I know what you meant. But yeah, that is a story of him. But back to this defense. Yeah, like it's been underwhelming. I'm sorry to say the least. The first couple of games have been underwhelming, in my
Well,
opinion. I
Shane
mean,
Bowen is not the best defensive coordinator. Um, I know people were mad at Wink, but I believe Wink would have gave us a much better shot with the guys that we got now than Shane Bowen.
what I'm saying, Mets about the line is even if AT is back out there, if he's healthy enough to go, then obviously he's the left tackle. That's for
No
certain and for
brainer.
sure.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you find a place on this line for Bo, who is a versatile offensive lineman that can play inside a guard as well, because he's probably one of our better guards as well, to be quite frank. So if that's the case, then find a spot for Bo as well on this line. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is get your best 5 offensive linemen out there, no matter who they are, no matter how you got to arrange them and set them up. Put your best 5 out there, because that's
Hell
what
with
the
the
problem
politics.
is.
Yeah, hell with the
put
politics.
the best 5 guys, the guys that are going to get the job done. That's what I mean about him. Well, yeah, that's what we're going to talk about that, because dropping back in those soft ass coverage and that soft defense like that
Man,
in those
giving them 10
situations,
yards at the line, bro. Giving them
you,
10
you made
yards
it
off the line.
you made it easy for him to just pitch and catch right down the field and get in the field goal range with a kicker that all you gotta do is get to the 50-yard line and you pretty much can bring the field goal unit out. Is that's crazy work, man. You can't just make it that easy. You have to. Shane Bowen is not aggressive enough. He's just not aggressive enough, man. He's weak as a defensive play caller, man. He's out there playing like that bend don't break shit. I don't know what he's trying to do, what he's trying to get accomplished, but the lack of pressure on Dak Prescott in the late in that game, in the fourth quarter and into the overtime it was crazy. The offense go back up on top with a big score, go up on top, and the defense could not get a stop to save their life. And I think that's not the player. I think that's more to do with what Shane Bowen's got them out there doing. We got talent on this defense. There's talent on this defense pretty much at every level, man. There's talent, some degree of talent. And Shane Bowen is not the guy to get the most out of him, clearly. It's just not. You're not going to – people are hard on Bobby Okereke. He is not a bad linebacker. I'm sorry. That guy can play. He's just not fitting into what they asking him to do. And then up front, what we got up front is one of the most formidable units in football. And yet, sure, we got a few sacks. Brian Burns already got 4 sacks on the year already. And we've been getting a few sacks here and there and some decent pressure, but it's not nearly enough. Not what we expect to see. Because even if Thomas plays, I wouldn't have high hopes for a full game or him being amazing. He is going to get sore at some point. Well, he's got to play himself into playing shape as well. That's one thing he needs to do. He needs to get himself into playing shape, and that takes a little bit of work. That's not something that's going to happen right away. So, like I said, we'll see what will happen. If there is maybe some kind of a snap count for him if he's out there on Sunday. It'd be something to monitor for sure. In the 3-4 defense, are the safeties in the corner supposed to play off so much? Seems like they throw right behind the blitz and it's wide open. Well, they don't. It doesn't matter whether it's 3-4, 4-3 with safeties and corners playing off so much. It's a matter of just how aggressive you want to be as out there. Like if you want to bring some pressure and put them in more one-on-one situations, you know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. And I feel like you got to roll that dice sometimes, man. And sometimes you do I get it. You get burned sometimes. You do. But if when you got guys like the New York Giants guys, I'm talking about the Abdul Carters, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Taylor. You got guys like that, and you bring in maybe another couple extra guys on blitzes or something like that. It's hard for an O line to hold up to something to pressure like that. So to me, you got to bring it, man. You got to just bring it and take your chances. And there's situations like in that overtime, in that last drive of the fourth quarter, and then into the overtime, Shane Bowen wasn't bringing it. He made it entirely too easy for the Dallas Cowboys in that situation. So he's got to bring it, man. And if he is pressured this week and tries to be somebody he is not, it may cost us. We'll see. I mean, Russ, I don't know. We can't expect him to go out there and have 450 again or nothing like that crazy. But I know exactly what you mean because if he gets pressed, man, like you said, that's when bad things happen. Jay says when big dudes break their feet, they have issues with soreness for a while, off and on. It doesn't just stop on a dime; it lingers. I know. Trust me, I know. I know what Joe Burrow dealing with right now with that turf toe. I've dealt with that. I've dealt with that before myself. It is very, very painful, and it's even more painful for like us big guys. Like you said, I agree. Jay, he been at place in practice for a week, and they want him in there as a limited participant. It's crazy work. Screams desperate. Well, like I said, I don't want to see him if he's not 100%. If he's not truly 100% to go, then he shouldn't be out there at all. So that's how I feel about it. It feels like firing Wink fucked this team over really bad from a player personnel standpoint for years. I mean, that's what the Wink thing is what bothers me with Brian Dable, because we have a lot of players on this defense that were brought here for Wink Martindale, Bobby Okereke, Deontay Banks, a couple others, so on and so on. But yet, Brian Daboll let his ego get in the way, and he ran Wink Martindale out of town, basically, essentially. Meanwhile, he stands on the sideline and watches Shane Bowen coach his defense in the most ridiculous way, given the talent. Like I said, given the talent we have on this defense, it's just we're not getting the most out of these guys by far, and it's because they're being held back because they're not being asked to do the things that they do best. Yeah, that bend don't break. I hate that. We need to be more aggressive. At least throw a change up every once in a while. That super soft zone is crazy. Absolutely, man. You got to know when to be aggressive, and you got to know when to sit back in that. If you're sitting on like maybe a big lead, and you want to play that soft zone stuff, then sure, why not? You know what I mean? Okay, fine. You want to make it like you want to be like that. You want to take the foot off the gas a little bit when you're sitting on a big lead. But like in like one score games, you can't play defense. You can't play it like that in like one score games. You got to still be aggressive, and you got to still get after it. Bowen said he apologized to the team for the coverage. Yeah, apologies is stupid. I don't want to hear an apology. I want you to do your job the right way as a coach out there. As you're the leader of this defense, as far as you're calling the shots on this defense, be better. Be a better play caller and do better at it. And to me, it shouldn't take. Nobody shouldn't have to bring it up to you that you shouldn't have probably been in that kind of coverage. You shouldn't. I don't want to hear that you're sorry after the fact. After giving up, the offense, we haven't seen New York Giant offense like that in years. And then we waste the game. We wasted like that. This is the offense that put up 37 points. Like I said, they didn't get no defensive scores, special team scores. That was the offense that put up 37 points. That was probably the best offense we've seen, like legitimately seen in years. I mean, I know people will talk about that Colts game a year ago, but that was just, forget about it. I ain't talking. I'm not counting that. That was ridiculous. That was just, I don't know what that was. But to be fair, it was Wink too. I mean, look, Wink. I'm not saying Wink didn't have his own culpability in some of that, but at the end of the day, what Wink was doing was still more effective than what we seeing Shane Bowen doing. Point blank and period. He lived, he died by the blitz, and sometimes he did die. Yeah, you're right. Because sometimes Wink didn't understand when to dial it in a little bit. But at the end of the day, it was still we saw more turnovers created because there was more pressure created, which wreaked more havoc on quarterbacks and forced bad throws, a lot more bad throws down the field. Like I said, Wink was the defensive coordinator. This New York Giant defense created turnovers. Shane Bowen a year ago, as what we saw, and even this year, we got one so far this season. That's not going to get it done. All this treasure chest bullshit they did all summer. Nah, I don't want. Nah, that's crazy work, man. Mosley said Wink was my guy. Reminds me of my grandpa if he was a white guy.
Sorry
Let's
about
go
that.
back, Lou, back.
Somebody called me while I was on the live with y'all.
That's all good. To be fair, well, no, you already got to that one.
Huh?
But even if I was just reading, going through the comments, Bookends, what's going on, Bookends? Thanks for stopping in, bro. That even if he's healthy, I'd work with him in and out first game until he's in football shape. Talking about Andrew Thomas, I'm assuming. Yeah, I mean, look, if he can go, then let's see him get. He's got to work himself back into shape, though. Like I said, because he's not going. No matter what happens, he's not in football shape right now because he just hasn't played football.
But it's time we
And
start looking for his replacement because he get injured every year, and as soon as he goes down, our whole O line falls to shit.
you said Bate let Wink go for a reason. Oh, Baltimore let Wink go for a reason. I'm sorry, my eyes. I mean, look,
Well, they need to let
we
Dable
can
go for like 9 reasons.
we can say how we feel about Wink one way or the other. Like I said, this defense was definitely a lot more aggressive, and it wreaked a lot more havoc when Wink was calling the shots on defense.
Hell yeah.
It just was. So I mean, however you feel about Wink, you can feel. But we got more results from Wink's Martindale's defense than we're getting from this Shane Bowen shit.
We
It
sure
just is
did.
what it is. It just is what it is.
We got more
We did.
results from Patrick Graham's defense than we getting from Shane Bowen
I mean, we will get burned from time to time. Absolutely, we would get burned from time and Wink's
because you blitz.
aggressive defense. Sure, we would. But we also got results. More results than we're getting from Shane Bowen. Mosley says, who was our weakest starting guard thus far? And give Bo a shot there. I mean, they both been pretty rough.
Runyon and
Yeah, they both have had a couple of rough goes at it, man. But in the Washington game, I would say, I don't know, they were both really bad against Washington.
it was Runyon, man.
But Runyon was really he was just terrible, man. I mean, considering he's a guy that's getting the money that he's getting that this team paid him at, he's not living up to the contract he's got for this football team. So,
And how many years has he been in the league?
who John Runyon? I'm not sure.
Because at this point, he's a veteran.
Oh, absolutely. He ain't no young guy. He's a
He ain't no
veteran.
rookie.
He's been
He ain't
around
on
a
his
while.
rookie contract. They definitely got to be playing better than he's producing.
All right, Adam here. He says, I like Thomas to be a full participant in practice. Oh, hey, Thomas, go out and block and in shape George Karlaftis and Chris Jones. Enjoy. Reeks of a coach on the hot seat. Well, like I said, we'll see what he's got. We'll see what they're going to do. I mean, as of right now, it's looking like all systems are go for him to play Sunday night, though, from everything I'm hearing. Like he's going to definitely be out there making his season debut Sunday night. Absolutely, but not when the game is that close. Talking about the defense once again, maybe. I assume there. Baltimore never should have let Wink go. They scapegoated him that year. There's another point right there, Adam. Wink would have beaten the Cowboys. Absolutely, because Wink would have been getting after Dak's ass. He'd have been getting after Dak. Pause. You know what I mean? But Wink would have been getting after that. It wouldn't have been no him just sitting back, dinking and dunking down the field. Yeah, he wouldn't have had time to be doing all that. You think what Wink will be doing with these guys, with Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns? Man, Wink would be licking his chops if he had this. If he had those guys to work with up front, man. Be licking his chops.
Absolutely. Blitz coming.
Exactly. And
Blitz
that
is
safety
coming.
and cornerback group under Wink was probably better than what we have now. Mm, I mean, yeah, McKinney's still here, obviously. Then Tay Banks, his rookie season was definitely a lot better when Wink was here. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I don't necessarily know if I agree totally with that per se. I just think once again these guys are just asked to do things that they're not necessarily great at doing, and it's a lot to do with Shane Bowen, man. Because I think Javon Holland and Tyler Nubin are good safeties. I like them both. I know people have been hard on Tyler Nubin too in year two. I like Tyler Nubin as a young player. I just think they got him doing a lot of stupid stuff that's not what we drafted him to do. It's not what he was in college, point blank and period. And Javon Holland, I mean, last year was a little rough year in Miami for him. He did have a rough year in Miami a season ago, but he's been a good safety his entire career. Other than last year being a little bit, suspect. Adebo, he had a rough day on Sunday. He did. He got picked on a little bit. But he's been, that's the kind of player he's been all his whole career as well. I mean, he has games like that, then he comes back and has rock solid games. So I don't know if I agree with those guys necessarily being better when Wink was here. I just think that Shane Bowen's just not able to get the best out of these guys because he's one
What
of those
now?
stubborn old coaches that wants to do what he wants to do, stuck in his ways. The bum, speaking of Dable, thinks he's the smartest in the room, fired Grandpa Wink, and been getting torched ever since. Exactly. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like Mosey just said, the proof is in the pudding. This defense ain't been the same since. It hasn't gotten better. That's for damn sure. Oh, he was talking about Andrew Thomas earlier. Bowen was a crappy defensive coordinator in Tennessee, and there are a reason the team lets him go. There you go. He's bringing that same bullshit energy here. Bowen was
Who
also the fourth and last desperate choice for the lunatic Dable.
who is this?
He's talking about Shane Bowen.
Oh. Yeah,
He
because they didn't
says,
interview
yeah,
nobody until everybody was taken, which was stupid as hell.
no defensive coordinator wanted to coach under Dable. Well,
Absolutely.
after the things went with Wink Martindale, why would they? Because while he was worrying about what Wink was doing, look at the offense was still looking like ass cheeks. And he was worrying about what
Trash.
fucking Wink Martindale was doing. The offense was absolutely terrible that year. The whole damn season, it was abysmal. And he worrying about what Wink Martindale doing. He worried about that offensive line, bro. That's what he needed to be worrying about. Worrying about that old line. Worrying about the offense in general. He's worrying about Wink Martindale. We got results from Wink Martindale out there. Like I said, we got results
His
that we just
defense
don't get
was
anymore.
exhausted. His defense was exhausted because the offense was never on the field. They were 3-and-out every time they stepped out there. And they scapegoated Wink for a horrible offense because his defense was on the field way too long and was exhausted.
I
But what do
don't
I
know
know?
about this. Mark, thanks for coming in. He says they should start Bo at left tackle, Runyon at right tackle, GV at right guard. He must mean, or left guard. He must mean left at right guard. He must mean GVR at center, Evan Neal at left guard, and Illuminor at right tackle. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm still not. I'm not sure what Evan Neal brings, man. Honestly, he had issues with his pass protection even in the interior, man. So from what I saw in the preseason, and he wasn't even lined up against all the best guys in the preseason. He was still having his struggles when it came to pass pro. But he brings something to the table in the run game for sure. He can definitely run block and get guys out of the way in that regard, as being a big physical guy that he is. But I don't know. I don't know if Evan Neal is my idea of being out there when I say my best five guys out there. But you never know. The fact that he's been I don't agree with him being a healthy scratch for the first two games either. So he made the roster. He made the roster for a reason. It's not to be a healthy scratch for two straight games. That's just stupid to me. Baltimore's defense dramatically improved this season after Wink. Well, our defense has dramatically gotten worse the 2 seasons after Wink. I'm just saying. Shout out to Wink, but you're not remembering the frustrations with Wink. No, I know what you're saying. I understand. It's pick your poison. But the point is, Wink didn't coach scared. He coached the way he coached, and he was going to bring that heat. He was going to continue to bring that heat. And sometimes you do get torched for it. It happens. It does. But I'm not going to crucify him for that because this New York Giant defense created turnovers when Wink Martindale was coaching this defense. They created turnovers. They made shit happen. They're not things that they're not making happen now. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying Wink was perfect. I'm saying that this defense was a lot more disruptive when Wink Martindale was coaching it. I know the punt game is not that flashy as the defense or the offense, but what's up with the punting game? Seems like something is wrong with Gillen. Pin somebody deep just once, please. Yeah, it's been a lot of off kicks, man. A lot of short kicks. There's some kind of disconnect there. I don't know. He's definitely not having the year that he had a season ago for sure, kicking that thing away. But like you said, it might not be as flashy as the offensive defense, but at the same time, it's still an important part of this game. Special teams is also an important part of the football game. So everything matters, man. Newman is on the clock. He hasn't shown us anything good. I mean, look, I think he's just not in position to show us anything good. I stand on that. This guy will clearly step in there and stick his nose in there and make tackles. You know what I mean? But he's not getting the opportunities out there to do it like the things that he did in college. Like I said, in college, this man was an interception machine. He's not getting those opportunities out here, and it's part of the way the defense is set up. I mean, like I said, he's not. Look, he hasn't really shown much these first couple of games, and I will admit that. I can agree with that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he has. But he's been – I think people are way too critical of him right now. Way, way too critical because I think he has done some productive things as well. Like last year, he had to play up in the box a lot and do things that he definitely was out of character, and he did that. He did those things as a rookie, stepped in and did it as a rookie. And people can try to say, oh, you were giving him too much credit because he was the rookie tackling leader for most of the season until he got injured and whatnot and all this, that, and the other. But there's something to still be said about that as well. That's still a good accomplishment. That's still an accomplishment. Like I'm not giving up on him yet, like some people have. I think it's too early to give up on Tyler Newman, especially considering all the other problems this football team has. It did not get better. Heck, when they had Wink, you knew they'd close out a game. Now Baltimore loses to Buffalo. Wink with healthy defense, they win. Him and John H. Butted heads. Yeah, him and John Harbaugh, yeah. But look, like I said, we all clearly have our different opinions when it comes to this. But the point blank and the bottom line is, I can only imagine Wink would do with this personnel that we have on defense right now. I could only imagine with his style of play calling, with this personnel, he'd be deploying shit. Look at a guy like Drew Phillips with Wink Martindale. Could you imagine the kind of like little corner blitzes be coming from? Oh my God, they be coming from all shit. Be coming from all pressure. Be coming from everywhere with these guys, man. Wink was let go. And his defense decimated with injuries. Bowen had like a top 3 run defense for Tennessee. Well, I don't know. He needs to bring that energy over here, man, because he ain't getting it done over here. Flott has an opportunity to keep that CB2 spot. This will be a major game for him. We'll see how he does. He's been, he's had ups and downs throughout the first couple of weeks, but overall, I'm okay with Cordell Flott, man, what he brings to the table, man. Nah, we had options at defensive coordinator. Giants would not allow incoming defensive coordinators to pick their own staff. That was the issue. Man, they need to – that's just craziness to me. If you're going to let something get held back like that, who would tell a defensive coordinator they can't bring his own staff? That's Dable. Hmm. Mosley agreeing with you. Sorry, no Mets. His defense was not good in many categories. Talking about Shane Bowen there. That's Dable or Shane. Who is the hell controls the staff? Who in the hell controls the staff? Come on now. They thought he'd be fired after last year. No need to go to a job and then go look for another one. Hmm. His run defense was good. Same with Wink after coming to the Giants, but both defensive coordinators' run defense dramatically declined. So that was Shane. Dayball was overruled with pulling Hudson. Hmm. Well, that's just unfortunate then, because if you're bringing in coaches and not allowing them, if you're going to have your coach here and then stand and then tell your coach how he needs to coach, then that's just bullshit all in itself, and that's other issues the New York Giants have then, and are going to continue to have. Clearly, Dayball don't have final say. Well, he should, and when it comes to things, about this football team, he should have absolute final say. When it comes to the decisions for the actual team itself on the field, the product on the field, he should have the final say. If Wink was great, he'd still be in the league. No, Wink went to college because he wanted to. You don't give me that, no Mets. Wink could very much still be in the NFL if he wanted to be in the NFL. Don't give me that. That's craziness. Tyler Newman is a good young player. Just gotta work on his angles and his pursuit of attack. If so, he'd have some tackles for loss, in my opinion. But besides that, I think he still has a plenty of upside. I agree. I agree exactly with that statement. I mean, he does take some poor angles at times in his pursuit, and that's pretty much one of his biggest flaws. I mean, he's not necessarily a guy that you catch out of position all the time, and he'll definitely, like I said, stick his nose in there, man. But he just has to be more consistent when it comes to those situations. We definitely don't have to agree to all want the same thing, this team to win. Exactly. That's ultimately what it comes down to. We're looking for this team to get the job done and get some W's out there, man, and start putting W's on the board. And that's what it's all about, man. And hopefully that can start on Sunday. I mean, honestly, I'm not expecting to see it on Sunday. If I'm going to be honest with y'all, I would like to see it, but I'm not expecting to see it. And it's another tough matchup. Like I said, this 0-2 Chiefs team coming in, and I think that they're obviously going to be desperate and starving for a victory. And I think this is going to come down to coaching, because I think we can somewhat match up with this team. You know what I mean? Chiefs aren't the almighty powerhouse that they once were. I mean, they just aren't. That's just a reality. But they're very well coached. They're coached better than we are. And they still got that X factor, the almighty X factor, and one Patrick Mahomes leading the way on that offense. Fun guy, thanks for coming in, man. You're new to the channel. Please go hit that like and subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Help the channel continue to grow. But I think we can upset and wreak havoc. I mean, it's a possibility. Like I said, this Chiefs team hasn't been like overly impressive. They haven't been an embarrassment necessarily either, but they haven't been overly impressive. But they've also played against two of the better teams in the league thus far as well. So you can't discount that either. Their competition that they played against probably could go out and say, yeah, they're probably they played against a little bit better competition the first 2 weeks than we have. That's just the truth as well. Bowen needs to adapt to the players that he has rather than run his scheme. I feel he's going to gamble this week and it will burn us. We'll find out. We will find out, Adam, man. Because he could be in his head now. Do you think we have to do to win? What do you think we have to do to win Sunday? Do you expect us to do it? Oh, well, yeah. Did kind of just answer that. Solid looking. BT fun guy. But yeah, guys. So I look for what I want to see is the defense be able to come out, step up. And I want to see the offense continue to show me more what they showed us on Sunday. Are we going to now? This is the tail of 2 weeks so far. This Giants team has been. Are we going to get the kind of offense we saw week 1 against the Washington Commanders, or are we going to get the kind of offense we saw against the Cowboys? That's going to be a key in this game. And are we going to get and defensively, man? Are we, like I said, are we going to start to really get a little more consistent with pressure, putting the pressure on Patrick Mahomes? Because I feel like if you get some pressure on Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't have, like I said, the most talented group of receivers that just launch the ball down the field to like he has in some past seasons. He just doesn't. I mean, right now, I think without Rashee Rice out of the lineup, Xavier Worthy, I'm not sure if he's back out there. So I think he may be. I'm not sure, but we'll see. You say Russ is that dude. Wait and see. Well, we'll find out. We'll see what he is, man. We'll see. We'll see what Russ Wilson we're getting. We'll see if we got the guy from week 1 or the guy from week 2. Oh, Bull Terrier. I wasn't thinking about that was the kind of dog it was. Spud McKenzie, yeah. I used to always want a Bull Terrier when I was a kid. That was one of my dream dogs that I used to want when I was a little kid. Never ever got one though. Maybe one day I'll still get one. But I'm ready to get up out of here for this afternoon chat, man. Guys, I appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out with me for about an hour or so. Always appreciate y'all. Mosley, No Mess, No Nest, No Jets. Adam, man. Big Lou joining me on the stream. Last man standing. Thanks for coming through. Fun guy. You guys, hope you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me, man. I really would appreciate it. Catch me later on the Premium Takes podcast with my guy Adam Costas, Zion Zenith, man. Later on tonight. You can always catch myself and Adam every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. On the Real Deal NFC roundup. Although this week it's going to be Adam going to be probably pulling solo duties because I'm going to be out of town again. But I might pop in. I might pop in for briefly, but I'm still not sure. But just like I said, go make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe button if you enjoyed the stream. Like I said, don't cost nothing to do that. Just help grow the channel, help the channel keep growing, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate all y'all support. You said you had a Bull Terrier made to 13. That's cool. And no problem, Mosey. Thank you guys for coming through, listening to me, man, and hanging out and keeping everything positive vibes around here all the time, man. But I'm about to get ready to get up out of here. It's your boy Mac the Giants fan. I see y'all. Won't see y'all next Friday because I'll still be gone. But I'll be back. Y'all see me. I'll be around. Y'all see me around. It's your boy Mac the Giants fan. Peace. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MACDA Giants fan.